are you eating enough protein? Like, really think about it. Are you actually eating enough protein? Well, you're probably like, well, yeah, of course. I listen to Guru A, and Guru A tells me I need to eat X amount of protein. Or I read this scientific study over here, and this scientific study told me I need this. Well, when it comes to putting on muscle, the answer truly is you're unique in the sense that neither one of those might work for you. So how can you truly tell if you're consuming enough protein for you? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 4 clear-cut signs that will help you to determine that you're having enough protein or not having enough protein. All right. So sign number 1, you're not seeing progress in the gym. Now, when you consume protein, you're consuming the building blocks of muscle. Okay. So in its rawest form, protein breaks down to amino acids, and your body takes those amino acids and builds and repairs muscle tissue. So whenever you consume protein, you're giving your body the building blocks to make more protein in your body to build muscle. Okay. So if you're not progressing in the gym, whether that's putting more weight on the bar, doing more reps, feeling the muscle like activate more, or even if like the weight feels heavy in your hand. You ever been in the gym and you pick up the bar or whatever, and it's just like it feels so heavy in your hands? That means you're not recovered. And that could be because you're not eating enough protein. All right. So that's sign number 1. Sign number 2, because we're trying to build muscle here, you have to be in a calorie surplus. So if you're in a calorie surplus, typically you're going to put on some body fat. It's just the way it goes, right? But in this scenario, if you're not consuming enough protein and your calories are high enough, you're laying down more fat than you actually are muscle. Well, why is that? When you consume protein, your body has to heat up a little bit to burn off that protein. So you get a calorie burning effect from having protein. And this is why higher protein diets have been shown time and time and again to yield better and more favorable body composition. So if you're laying down a lot more fat than you usually do, it probably means you're not consuming enough protein, in conjunction with sign number 1, meaning that you're not recovering from the gym either. All right. So number 3, you're feeling more sore and just overall less recovered. Okay. Why is that? Because again, you're just not consuming enough protein. You're not getting those amino acids in to help the recovery process. And this kind of goes hand in hand with number 1 and number 2. This is why this list is kind of like all go together, because you need to be able to recover from your workouts, but there's a difference between being sore from what you did and not recovering from what you did. And usually the not recovering thing is because you're not consuming enough protein. So if you feel like you're way more sore than normal, or if you're just not getting unsore fast enough, it just means you're not consuming enough protein. So for me, I've been training over 20 years. I consume a lot of protein. I almost rarely get sore. And if I do, it's gone pretty quickly. But if you find that that soreness kind of lingers, and I'm not talking about, oh, I did a new movement, so I'm sore, that must mean I'm not consuming enough protein. No, that's different. I'm talking about from your normal routine, you just still feel extra sore. After a couple weeks in the routine you're doing, you shouldn't be as crippled sore as you were in the beginning. So keep that in mind too. If you're still getting sore after all your workouts and you're just not feeling recovered, you're not having enough protein for sure. All right. And point number 4 here is you have low energy throughout the day. Now hear me out. Remember, like I told you, you're in a calorie surplus here because you're trying to build muscle. So when your calories are that high, typically you're consuming a lot more carbs and a lot more fats. But sometimes when you consume a lot of carbohydrates, you get these huge swings in insulin. When you get these huge swings in insulin, you kind of get like that, you know, that feeling like when you have like fast food or something that's like cakes or things like that have just a lot of carbs, and you eat it and then you feel like instantly exhausted from it. That's from an insulin crash. So that means that you're also not consuming enough protein with those things, because protein helps to slow down the digestion of your other foods. So it keeps your blood sugar much more level throughout the day. So if you're getting these huge swings in energy throughout the day, it means that you're not spreading your protein out either. That's probably what that means. So again, combining all these 4 signs together, you could really tell if you're having enough protein and if you're not having enough protein. And I actually want to throw one more in there that wasn't on my list originally. But one of the things that I always notice when I'm consuming adequate amounts of protein is my fingernails grow like crazy. So I always notice that my fingernails are always getting long, and my fingernails are pretty strong. And typically protein helps to build all those things too, like your hair and things like that too. I know it's like a kind of a silly one, and it's kind of like, my fingernails, But notice your fingernails. Are your fingernails growing? Are they not growing? That's typically another sign too. That's just like a quick one that, again, it's kind of like foo-foo, but it's a good like telltale if you're actually eating enough protein, all right? So just out of curiosity, how much protein do you think you need a day to build muscle? I'm so curious what some of these answers are, so just comment below and let me know. And I'm curious also, how much do you actually get in a day? Are you a 1 gram per pound of body weight guy, or are you more than that? Let me know. All right, guys, and because you made it this far into the video, I have a free gift for you. I have a free 6-week training program that I want to give you. No strings attached. All you got to do, click that link below and download the program. This was Anthony, AB Fitness. I'll catch you on the next one.